Hey everybody, Chris with Overclockersclub here. We've got something cool here from Patriot. Okay, this is the new PVP30 from Viper Gaming. It is a 2 terabyte solid state drive, and this comes in 3 different capacities: 512, 1 terabyte, and 2 terabyte, which the 2 is what we have today. Read and write speeds, looks like we can go up to 1,000 megabytes a second on the read and the write. And it says up to, that's the key word there, because you'll get all kinds of different speed variations depending upon your system, what's going on in the background, what kind of files you're moving, how many files you're moving, all that stuff factors in. And when we take a little closer look here, you can see the cover, and this is all a zinc alloy, so it's pretty heavy duty, but it rotates 360, but there are little detents that lock it into position. So we've got our type A connector here, we've got our type C connector there, so you can use one or the other, and you've got a little provision here for a lanyard or some way to tie it to a fob of some sort if you want to help keep track of it. I like the way this pivots, but I do sort of wish that there was a cover over the end here that is exposed. If you're carrying this around in your pocket, it's nice to keep fuzz and dust and dirt out of the end connector though. So first let's go to the website and look at some of the specifics and see what the manufacturer has to say about it. So looks like this one supports Apple ProRes, dual USB interfaces. We saw the Type A and Type C, compact portable SSD, and a USB drive style form factor, high speed performance. Again, we can go up to 1,000 megabytes. Let's see what else. Capacities 512, 1 terabyte, and 2 terabyte. Advanced design PCIe M.2 controller with USB 3.2 bridge in a single chip. Cable-free convenience, durable zinc alloy, 3-year warranty. And it says that the PVP30 is also equipped with enhanced heat dissipation, ensuring consistent high-performance data transfer even during intensive use. And if we look off to the side here, it says 3A game, 70 gigabytes in 56 seconds, 14K movie in 20 gigabytes in 16 seconds, and 1,000 JPGs, 5 gigabytes in 4 seconds. And then they have a little cut sheet just for this 2 terabyte unit. So what is interesting here, okay, 3-year warranty. Let's see, capacity 2 terabytes. Okay, terabytes written, so it's good for up to 800 terabytes written. That's a lot of data. Let's see here. Supports Mac OS 10.3 or later. Supports Windows 11, 10, 8.17, Vista, and XP. So we're going way back there. Let's look at the next sheet. Let me zoom in a little more here. See if there's anything else that hasn't already been covered. And it doesn't really look like it. Okay. And I just ran a quick performance test here using the Crystal Disk Mark benchmark, and you can see our read and writes there are pretty much in line with what the specifications show. Again, it says up to 1,000 megabytes a second read and write. Again, up to is the key word there. Okay, so I'm going to just move some data back and forth to look at the speeds, and I'm moving a folder from my server over to this little SSD, and I'm hitting the maximum speed that the server can really deliver. So we'll go ahead and stop that. Now I've already copied these files from the server, or a portion of them, over to my solid state drive on my main Z890 PC. So let's go ahead and copy and try to paste them basically from one SSD to another. You can see it starts off a little slow, moving some of the smaller files, and we should kick up, yeah, much faster. And that's coming from the solid state drive on my main test system. And now we'll go from the small solid state drive here, the PVP30, back to my main test system. So we're not going to the server or from the server. And you can see there's a little variation in the speeds. And I tried this a few times, and sometimes it's just straight through, and other times I get some hiccups. So I think that's more depending on what's going on with my system. Yeah, it kind of levels out. Now that was using the USB-C connector. Let's flip it around the other way and see what kind of a difference we get. And temperature-wise, it's just a little warm. Let's see. What speeds we get now. So now we're going from my test system over to the PVP30. And it looks like we kind of maxed out there around 660. Not bad. And I'm moving files back and forth, large and small. And I'm seeing those kind of speeds back and forth. Okay, overall, I really like this little drive. I moved a lot of data back and forth between the drive and my test system and my server. And I saw numbers kind of all over the place. It just depends on what's going on with your network and your system. Sometimes you've got some buffering going on there. But generally, this thing is absolutely screaming fast, even with small files that are bunched together in folders. Sometimes when you move those around, things get really slow, but not so much with this drive. And again, you've got two different interfaces there, which is nice. Depending upon what your system has, this should have you covered. Pricing right now, the 512 unit is around 512 gigabyte is around $46. The 1 terabyte is around $73, and this one here, the 2 terabyte, is around $132, $133. You know, prices come down after a model has been out for a little while, so we'll see if the pricing starts to come down. But overall, I really like it. I would give it the Overclockers Club Gold Award. This is Chris with Overclockers Club as I bump my camera. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.